Hi guys, I'm quite excited to present the first in a series of videos that will help you multiply numbers quickly and with a bit of practice mentally. By the time you finish watching our videos, you will be able to solve problems such as these much faster than you currently do. So imagine if someone asked you, what is 985 times 1006? You could pause for a few seconds, roll your eyes and confidently say 990,910. How cool would that be? But let's start simple and work our way to more complex problems. What is 9 times 7? If you knew your times tables, you would know the answer immediately. But what if you only knew the times tables up to 5 by 5? Is there a way to solve this problem? Yes, there is. In this video, I'm going to show you an alternative way to quickly multiply numbers close to 10. The solution comes from Vedic math and is called the Nikhilam Sutra. I will assume that you do not speak Sanskrit, so we will call this method the base 10 method. Let's continue with our problem. 9 and 7 are close to 10, so they are valid candidates. 10 is our base number. Here are some other problems that you can solve using this method. As you can see, in all the above cases, each number is close to 10, the base number. So could you apply the base 10 method to solve this problem? Yes, you could, but the further away you go from 10, the more difficult it gets to solve base 10 problems. 18 and 19 are closer to 20. So it's better to use the base 20 method instead. This will be covered in another video. Alright, now let's jump right in and watch our fabulous method in action. Let's first write down the numbers next to each other like this. We now look at each number and see how bigger or smaller it is from 10. 9 is 1 less than 10 and 7 is 3 less. We write this down. Since -1 and -3 represent how different the numbers are from the base, I will call them difference numbers. Please make a note of this. Also note the signs of these numbers. In this case, both numbers have a negative sign since they are less than the base. Now we add the first number and the second difference number. So 9 plus -3 is 6. The cool thing is that you could have added the second number and the first difference number and still arrived at the same answer. So 7 plus -1 is also 6. Please make a note of this point. Since our base is 10, we multiply this result with 10. 6 times 10 is 60. We then multiply the two difference numbers. -1 times -3 is 3. And finally, we add both results. 60 plus 3 is 63, and this is our final answer. Now, many among you would have already known the answer due to your knowledge of the times tables. But in this example, we derived the result assuming that we only knew the times tables up to 5. The only multiplication we did was -1 times -3. Okay, not entirely true. We did multiply 6 and 10, but that was easy, right? Let's try one more example to reinforce the concept. What is 8 times 5? Both numbers are close to 10, so we could use the base 10 method to solve this problem. We write down both numbers as before. We then see how bigger or smaller each number is from our base. 8 is 2 less than 10 and 5 is 5 less. We write down these difference numbers. We then add the first number and second difference number or the second number and first difference number. It does not matter since both will give us the same answer. I'll choose the first option. 8 plus -5 is 3. Now our base is 10, so we will multiply this result with our base. 3 times 10 is 30. We then multiply the difference numbers. -2 times -5 is 10. And adding both results, we get 40, which is our final answer. Now that we have seen the concept, let's apply it to larger numbers. From this example onwards, I will assume that you are familiar with the times tables up to 10. What is 12 times 14? With 10 as our base, the first thing we do is look at each number and determine how bigger or smaller it is from 10. In this case, both numbers are larger than 10. 12 is 2 more than 10 and 14 is 4 more. Let's write this down. Now we add the first number and the second difference number. 12 plus 4 is 16. And since our base is 10, we multiply this result with 10. 16 times 10 is 160. We then multiply the two difference numbers. 2 times 4 is 8. Finally, we add both results to give us our final answer, which is 168. But is this answer correct? Let's pull up a calculator and check the result. Great. Now let's increase the numbers and try one more example. What is 13 times 19? 13 is 3 more than 10. 19 is 9 more. We write this down. Now we add the first number and second difference number. That is 13 plus 9. But I could also add 19 plus 3, which I feel is quicker to do. 19 plus 3 is 22. Multiplying this with our base, we get 220. And we then multiply the difference numbers. 3 times 9 is 27. And adding both results, we get 247, our final answer. Okay, this is the correct answer. At this stage, I wish to add a few points. In this video, we are multiplying numbers close to 10, but this does not demonstrate the real power of our method. The same method is also used to multiply numbers close to 100, 1000, 10,000 and other bases such as 50 for example. In the next few videos we will solve problems such as these where the method's real capabilities will be demonstrated. The other cool thing is that you can use this method to solve problems mentally. If you have understood the method so far, please pause this video and take a look at this problem. Try to solve the problem in your mind. Don't set a time limit. Take your time and slowly break down the problem into the steps we discussed. Is the solution taking shape? Don't worry if it's not. With a bit of practice, you will automatically work out the answer. It's 210, and here is the solution. Alright, now in this final example, we will mix things up a bit. What is 9 times 16? Let's do this together. 9 is 1 less than 10, 16 is 6 more. Let's write this down. I would like to pause for a bit here and draw your attention to the difference numbers. One is negative and the other is positive. Okay, we then add the first number and the second difference number. 9 plus 6 is 15. And what if we added the second number and the first difference number? That would be 16 plus minus 1, which is also 15. As you can see, we still get the same result, even though the difference numbers have different signs. We now multiply 15 with 10, our base. This gives us 150. We then multiply the two difference numbers. Don't forget the signs. Minus 1 times 6 is minus 6. Finally, we add 150 and minus 6. Now, because of one negative result, we actually end up subtracting the numbers. Our final answer is 144. Let's quickly check if it's correct. Yes, it is. So this brings us to the end of the session. In the next two videos, we will look at using this method to multiply larger numbers. So please stay tuned. I would now like to leave you with a few lines from a famous Robert Frost poem. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. I hope this less travelled Vedic math method will help you understand and enjoy the wonders of multiplication. Thank you.